Well, hello there, guys. Let's make sure that we are going live on all of the different platforms here. Multitasking. I am so excited to be here today for round 2 of Agent Attraction. Today, we are going to be talking about systems and branding, both of which are super duper important. So usually we get overwhelmed when we are doing things. There we go, hit live. Mine didn't go live until we went live. There we go. So usually what happens is when we are doing things and we are thinking about like, how do we eat an elephant? It looks overwhelming until you build the systems, right? So how we eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So if you look at the elephant as a whole, if you look at agent attraction as a whole of like, oh my gosh, how do you bring 260 agents and how do you know their name and how did you even start up a conversation and how do you find these people and whatever those questions are or limiting beliefs in your head, or we just have to create a system around it. We have to build a brand, right? And when you do that, it's super easy. So today I'm going to break it down for you guys into a few bite-sized pieces. How does that sound? Sounds good? Are you guys ready to start? So I want you to take a notebook because whatever is going to be talking to you, it's talking to you for a reason. That means you need to do something about it. Okay, that's where you need to, let me put it this way. Nothing works unless you do. So when I do these trainings for the Elevate coaching program, this one is for agent attraction, guys. So keep agent attraction in mind. The idea with these one is for you to get an idea and kind of like a 10,000-foot view of the agent attraction explained. EXP, you like it? I like it too, right? Such a catchy name. So agent attraction explained would be the idea for you to learn how to build a local team, a downline, an organization, right? And maybe you start in 2025. If this is what you want to do, you can do it a couple ways. You can scan the QR code if you like what you hear here. So this is a 10,000-foot view. If you want to really break it down into bite-sized pieces and start building the systems for your agent attraction machine for 2025, you can find the EXP coaching, the agent attraction explained coaching inside of the EXP Elevate coaching program. So you can scan it or you can go to expelevatecoaching.com. Okay, so let's get started. At any moment, you are ready to pull the trigger, scan the QR code. Ready? So number one is why I joined EXP Video. Why is that important? Because people don't join brokerages, they join people. They want to understand who you are, what you went through to get to where you at. Why on earth they should partner with you? What do you bring to the table? Right? They need to find something in common with you in order for them to relate. So when you create your video, why you joined EXP, I don't want you to be like, hi, my name is Gogo Bethke. I got into real estate in 2011. I got into real estate at Real Estate One. I got my license. I specialize in luxury real estate. Nobody cares. Right? So what they really care about is that the real life lessons, the things that you went through that form you who you are, and also make sure that you squeeze a little bit of personal stuff in there. Squeeze in there that you've been married for 21 years, that you have 2 children and they are boys, in my case 15 and 17, that one of my children is type 1 diabetic, the fact that my accent is because I didn't move to the US until I was 21 years old and I didn't speak English until I was 21 years old, right? So your video needs to allow them truly to get to know you. When they get to know you over time, they trust you. And when they trust you, they buy whatever you are selling. So the video, it has to say enough about yourself that you earn their trust, that you have made a name for yourself in the industry, but not too much because you don't want to put them to sleep, nor do you want to be this to be the go-go show, right? Like you don't want it to be so much about you, then they're not going to see themselves in that video. So start out by giving credit to yourself of who you are, how long you've been in the industry, and what are some of the biggest lessons that you learned and some of the biggest achievements. And then go into what the company has to offer, and also then go into what you have to offer and why on earth they should partner with you. And then imagine that they are 3 years old and they have no idea what you're talking about. And give them a very crystal clear call to action at the very end. Okay, so the very end, it's so, hey guys, I hope you like what you say. I would love the opportunity to have an EXP conversation with you. Click the link below. I can't wait to see you in my calendar. That would be a call to action, right? If there's a calendar underneath with a button, that would be a link, right? So you would say, click the link below. If there's no link down there or no button and you want them to text you or email you or however you want to communicate with them, DM me, right? Then that would be your call to action. Mine says, click the link below. I can't wait to see my calendar because I want them in my calendar, okay? The video you shoot, how do you record this video? Horizontally, Okay, so think of it this way, any video that is going to be built into a website, you want to shoot it horizontally. Any video that's going to be used for social media purposes, mostly reels and stories, you're going to shoot it vertically. Did I say it right? Yes, I did. That's the Eastern European in me. So vertically, right? So website, this will go into your partner with me page. This will go onto your Let's Talk EXP, your EXP website. So because of that, you're going to shoot it horizontally. I want you to have lights. Right now, believe it or not, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lights plus the light of my Mac screen. So you can see me, it's nice and bright. I'm not in a dungeon. I'm also, not only that I'm in the middle of the screen because this is a go-go show. Why should they join with me? So I'm in the middle of the screen. You don't want to look like this. You don't want to look like this. You don't want to look like this, right? So you want to make sure that you look professional. You have the right distance. You have the right light. So this would be, I would say, the right distance. So have a little space above your head, have a little space on the side, be you. You should be the focal point because they're partnering with you. People partner with people, not with brokerages, okay? How should you shoot it? If you don't necessarily have natural light, my last video, I didn't have ring lights, I have natural light. So what I did is I pulled up my chair in front of my window. You never want to be outside. You want to be inside. You want the natural light from the outside to shine onto your face. Why? Because if you're outside, the sun is right above you. It would put shades on your face. You would look tired. You would have like bags under your eyes. We don't want that. So what you want to do, you want to sit in front of the if you don't have lights, right? You can buy ring lights. You can go to my Amazon store, look up the exact ring lights that I have. You're more than welcome to buy them. They're like $30 a piece. Or you can sit in front of the window, and that is free. Okay, so if you're sitting in front of the window, you just put your phone horizontally right there facing you. I like to use this camera, even though the front camera is not as good as the back camera, just because I like to see myself. I know, it's kind of like I can't talk to a phone. At least I feel like I'm talking to another human, even though the human is me on the other side. I just see myself, right? So I hit record and I start talking. Now you can do a little bit of a cheat, right? So if you're like, but I don't know what to say, cheat. Take a white sheet or a piece of like board, like what are they called? Like whiteboards, right? And you're going to write down bullet points. Now, when you are talking, you can't write a whole pager because then you're going to be reading it and then your eyes are doing this and they can tell you're reading. You don't want to do that. So I will just put bullet points down. The first bullet point is going to be your bio, who you are. Second bullet point is going to be tell about EXP. Third bullet point is going to be give them a call to action. That's it. That's it. So then you talk a little bit about yourself, you talk a little bit about EXP. The EXP bullet points for me, you have to think about what are the bullet points for you, right? What were the reasons why you joined? What are the bullet points of why you think EXP is the best thing since sliced bread, and why should someone join you at this brokerage, right? So for me, that was iconing, because I was a top producer coming over to EXP and I never earned my cap back. And when they told me I can have my cap back, I looked at them like they had 3 heads. I'm like, what do you mean? So that was super important to me. I was at that time about a third of my life in real estate. So that's a long time. You know what I had to show for? Nothing but a few pending transactions. No savings, no retirements, no health insurance, none of that. So that was super important to me. Then finally, I work for a company where I can earn shares in the company. We are publicly traded and I can have health insurance because my oldest son is type 1 diabetic. So these were important to me. What also was important to me to finally build what's called reoccurring income, right? When we are in real estate, guys, we are hired, we are fired, we are hired, we are fired, we are hired, we are fired, right? As soon as you get the listing and you sell it, you just got fired. You don't have another job. You need to go get another one, right? So I did not like the real estate roller coaster. So having income that comes in every single month, like revenue share, was super important to me. So those were the 3 pillars for me: is earning my cap back, having health insurance and stocks or retirement, right? And then these are kind of 4, right? And revenue share. So those were the important things for me. If these are important to you, put them down into the EXP bullet points to make sure that you cover it. And at the very end, you're going to do a call to action. When your video is done, you're going to hit done. I actually don't edit it. I don't ever watch it again. I talk from the heart. That's who I am. If somebody doesn't like it, they can go and partner with somebody else. So I don't turn it into a huge production, right? Then you upload it to YouTube, you have your link, you're done. Or any other video hosting platform like a Vimeo or whatever those things are called, okay? Mine are on YouTube. You don't put it public, or you can actually put it public. Why not? Put it public. Let the world see it. Okay. After that, you're going to upload it into your website and you're good to go. Now, there's another video on my website that I think it's super important. And that one is this 9-minute video about eXp Realty explained in 9 minutes. I absolutely love this. The reason why I love this one is because it has this thing that's called Big Brother. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this one super quick. When we go to my page, like let's say I do a quick little video on Instagram and I talk about the opportunity to partnering at eXp, and I say comment the word partner if you would like to get into my calendar and talk about eXp. When they comment the word partner, they end up on my Partner With Me page. This is what will help you build. You can literally copy my Partner With Me page when you are in the Elevate program, okay, when you purchase it. So they go there, they're going to watch my video, and then they're going to watch this 9-minute video, and I make them watch this 9-minute video because it says it in there. You must watch all the videos, 3 or 9 or however many are on my website. You must watch all 3 videos before you can schedule a call with me. Why? Multiple reasons. A, because I want to make sure that you've done your research and this is still what you want to do. Because if you can get through 3 videos, think of it this way. An hour of my time is an hour of my life. Do I want to be on a call with someone who already knows that they don't want to come over to eXp? No, I don't, because I never get that time back. I'd rather go and spend it with my children. Okay, so I make them watch 3 videos, and the ones who are not serious about it, they will eliminate themselves. They will not schedule a call. And then also on the call, when they do show up, one of my first questions is, have you had a chance to watch all videos? Guess what's happened if they say no? Reschedule. I will not repeat myself. There's a reason why I created that video, because every minute of your time is a minute of your life. I am not repeating myself. There's a video, go back and watch it. Okay, when they watch it, then they can schedule with me. They will also take you seriously if you take you seriously. If you respect your time, they will respect your time. So they'll come on the call. So back to the 9-minute video. Since I forced them to watch all videos, they're going to have to click this. When they click it, right, it's going to go to this page, which says, give me your first name, last name, email address, and phone number so I can give you the 9-minute video. Why do you think I do this? I do this because I want to know who's watching these videos. Just in case they don't schedule, I could still follow up with them. Do I follow up with them? No, I don't, because I don't chase, I attract. But if one day I don't know what to do with the information, at least I collect their information and I send them weekly emails, whatever, right? But you could follow up with them if you have the time. I don't have the time, nor do I want to chase people. But this is your big brother. I want to know who's watching what I'm putting out there, okay? Because it also helps you understand your closing rate. So I know if I had 100 people visiting my page and I got 2 agents out of it every single month, right? Then I know I need to get 100 people to come to my page and I close 2. I need to get 100 people to my page and I close 2. This is why I want Big Brother. Everything that I do, I want tracking, plus I want to grow a database. In order to have this feature, this Big Brother feature, it is a third-party company that I pay for. It's called CRM Grow. Here's the QR code if you want to get them. Okay, if you want to get the same thing. When it comes to CRM Grow, you can also upload videos and put the trackers on every single one of them if you wish to do so. I do not recommend for you to have a tracker on every single video because you are going to lose them. That's annoying. I put the tracker on one video, but I make them watch all the videos, so I track their information no matter what. This would be great for your buyers, for example, right? Create a buyer video, upload it to CRM Go, turn the tracker on, build that into their website, and every time someone watches it, it asks for their information. So now you know who the buyers are in the market, and you have all of their information. But that's a whole other conversation. But here is CRM Grow. You get to scan it super quick. I'll leave it up for 1 second. Feel free to scan it and it will take you to CRM Grow and you get to get your own account. Okay, so I use it for, this is a CRM program. You can use it for all other purposes too, but I like to use it to track my videos, to watch who's watching my, why I joined eXp, right? And then I get their information. Okay. What is the follow-up look like? So what happens after they go on there, they watch the video, you track the information. They schedule a Zoom call with me. The Zoom call link is right there in my calendar. It's called Schedule a Free Call with Me, okay? But again, when they click it, it has a description. It says, you must watch all videos before you schedule a call with me. And no-shows will not be rescheduled, period. If someone no-shows, they have no respect for my time. We do definitely not partner. We do not need to be business partners if you have no respect for me. You already showed your true colors. If you wasted my time, you need to go partner with somebody else. I actually run a blacklist, guys, of people who cannot get into my calendar if they waste my time. I have very, very little no-shows, but if someone of course, if they need to reschedule, because life happens, guys. We wake up to a sick kid, we get a flat tire on the way to work, whatever the reason is, right? I totally understand. I have life happening too, but if someone no-shows, they will never talk to me again. Zoom calls versus phone calls. Why do I do a Zoom? Let me ask you this. Which one's easier? Is it easier to say no to someone's face, or is it easier to say no on a phone call? Phone call. So I want to be right in front of you. I also want to really see who you are. I want to see your character and your personality, and I really want to form a relationship. One of the things, the downfalls, I would say, of EXP is that we are fully a cyber company, which means I have attracted over 270 agents by far since I joined the company 6 years ago, over 1,500 agents in the Team Gogo organization. And this is my only time to really get to know you before you're incoming. And then our Zoom calls and weekly trainings and the masterminds and the events that we go to, those are the only way for me to actually physically get to know you, right? Like meet you. So for me, a face-to-face is very important because I really want to know my business partners. I want to know who you are and how you got to where you at and what's important to you and why did you pick me in the first place, right? Why are you on my Zoom call? What do we have in common, right? I really want to get to know you. I thrive on personal relationships. I believe that I am in the people business, right? And because of that, I want to see the people. I also believe psychologically, it's much harder to say no to someone when they get to see you face to face, right? And then another button that I have on here, and I would strongly recommend for you to have as well over time, after you build a downline or organization, I want you to have a button that's called a three-way call, right? So not everyone in your organization is going to feel comfortable explaining the EXP model. Also, sometimes it's much easier to bring someone in who has no relationship to that person. So for example, if this is a family member or your childhood best friend, you don't necessarily want to sell them on business, right? I would want somebody else do it, who's my business partner, to help me close this person. So I do three-way calls for my organization. They come on, so the agent who brings their agent guest and myself, all three of us, that's why a three-way call, right? All three of us show up to the call. Usually the agent who's bringing the guest will talk about the agent a little bit so I can understand who they are and where they are in their business. Then that agent also says just a little bit about me, enough for that guest who's on the call to look up to what I have achieved, and then that's it. The inviting agent will sit back and zip it, and then the guest and myself will get to the point. I will answer their questions, handle their objections, and ideally close them every single time, okay? So if you already have a downline or organization, I strongly recommend for you to create 2 calendars, one for your own agent attraction calls and one to help your downline and organization to attract and help them close. So now this is what happens after they click it. You remember I said that if no-shows will not be rescheduled, but right on here, another thing that's also super important, then I realized over a couple of times that people would show up, oh, I'm thinking about getting licensed. Okay, guys, I don't have time for that. I don't know about you, but I don't have time for that. Nor do I know if you're smart enough to pass the exam, and here I am wasting an hour of my life, then I'm never going to get back. So number one most important part when you want to schedule an EXP call with me, Let's Talk EXP, you must be a licensed agent, okay? Anywhere in the US and 24 other countries, and 27 now, right? But licensed. The next one, you must watch all 3 videos in the following link. So I take them back to the same link just in case they haven't watched it before they scheduled with me, right? And then also no-shows will not be rescheduled. And this is a Zoom call. So we kind of remind them, hey, be in a nice quiet place, be prepared, don't drive. Like if you're trying to change your life, be prepared to change your life. Okay, tell me where you are in your career. The first who talk loses. So this, guys, it is super duper important. Like this is probably one of the biggest sales lessons, and maybe it took me the longest to learn, because especially when it comes to agent attractions, you just get diarrhea of them out and you want to EXP all over them, and now you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You will not be able to close them, or you're going to close very few. Even though right now I'm talking so much and I'm talking so fast, and you're like, you're not really representing what you're teaching, because I'm not trying to close you. Now, if I was trying to close you, I would show up to the call and I would ask you these questions. We would chitty chat for a minute. It's Jessica on the other end. Oh, Jessica, oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. Where are you from? Oh, you're from Texas. Oh, that's great. How long have you been in business? Blah, blah, blah. A little bit, right? Then I say, oh my gosh, Jessica, so it's so nice to meet you. I would probably lean back, right? So nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about yourself and where you are in your career. And guess what? I do that. Shut up. Zip it. You know how hard it is for me to zip it? It took me years of literally putting a zipper and like super gluing it. You cannot talk. The first one talk loses. Sometimes in negotiations, it will get super uncomfortable, but you ask the question, and that's supposed to be a question mark. Maybe you put a dot, but that's supposed to be a question mark. Tell me where you are in your career, question mark. So usually I say, tell me a little bit about you and where you are in your career. And then I zip it. Guess what happens? They talk. They serve it up on a silver platter, exactly what they want to hear. So you will not explain to them anything else than what they told you. And what do I mean by this? If I'm talking to a brand new agent who's like, oh my gosh, Gogo, I just got licensed. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. I have all the time. I know I can't wait to make it big in real estate, but I don't know how to lead generate. And I don't even have a website and I don't even know where to start. And, everyone's telling me to have a Facebook page, but how do I do that? And blah, blah, blah. What am I going to tell her? Do you think I'm going to start talking about retirement and what our EXPI stocks are worth today? No, because that person is not in that section of their life. They just hungry. They were just born. They're just a baby. I can't talk about retirement because they're a baby. They're an infant running around in diapers. Okay. So you have to honor the person on the other end. And the only way you can truly honor them is by saying to them what they need to hear. So if they say they're brand new and they don't even have a website, oh my gosh, guess what? In our $85 a month, we have this thing called KV Core. KV Core is your website. It is personalized to you. It's going to have your name, your image, your info, your contact information, the areas that you cover. And most importantly, it has a CRM program attached to it that has a lead generation feature in it, lead capturing ability, which means you are going to take 123 Main Street that's listed on the property today. You're going to take your own KV code link. You're going to go to your Facebook business page. You're going to post it in there. And when somebody clicks it, their information get captured. Would you like that? Oh my gosh, I would. That is one of them. The other thing that we have in a Team Gogo organization is that we have a nationwide map that we built for the Team Gogo organization. So we cross-refer to each other. This is what allows us to have $2.5 billion in sales year to date. We refer to each other. Would you like that? Would you like to be added to our team map where name, email address, phone number, and all the other 1,500 Team Gogo agents know exactly who to go to when they have a lead in your area? Would you like to take those leads? Oh my gosh, I would love that, Gogo, right? So I'm only going to tell her things that she wants to hear because that's what's going to close her. If I EXP all over her and I start explaining revenue share, where she just got licensed and she doesn't even know she has to get a broker, let alone to know that she can build a team or downline, that is so not in her near future, then if I were to give her that information, I would make her head spin and she would have a really hard time deciding and she would find it too complicated to make a decision. So you only ask them where they are in their career, and then you're only going to feed them the information that they need to hear. Later on down the road, when I'm talking to Jessica again, a year and a half later, and Jessica has produced 25 million, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're an icon. You need to tell the world that. Now you have retirement. Now you need to start a team because you have too many transactions, right? Now Jessica is ready for that conversation, not when she was coming on. If I'm talking to someone, right, let's say they come on and they're like, Gogo, I've been doing this for 42 years. I have nothing to show for it but the next transactions. And if I have to go sit another open house, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose my mind. Do you think I'm going to be talking about lead generation with that person? Or do you think I'm going to be talking about the Icon program and our stock awards? Something to show for your career. And do you think maybe if they've been in 42 years in real estate, do you think maybe they had a couple hundred, if not thousands of transactions, and every time there was another agent on the other end, and they already have built a name for themselves in the industry, and now revenue shares really start making sense? Because those agents that have been in the industry for that long, they're being looked up at. As soon as they make a choice and a decision to bring their businesses over to EXP, guess what's going to happen? Everybody and their mother is going to start reaching out to them, asking them questions. Why on earth did you do that? And naturally, they're going to build a downline and organization. Make sense? Now they are ready for that conversation. So this is when you become a really good closer, is by understanding and becoming a good listener. It's not talking that's going to close them. It's listening what's going to close them. So you sit back, you ask a question, and you listen, and you do not talk until they finish talking. And then you only give them the information what they want and need to hear. Okay? And then at the very end, you're going to have to ask another uncomfortable question. And then guess what you're going to do? Zip it. Okay? You might be wondering, but how, Gogo? Let me tell you how. At the very end, this is your closing question. So again, I'm still sitting back, right? Because I'm not convincing you to join a brokerage. I'm literally changing your life. It's a decision that they have to make. It is not in your control. It is their control, and you cannot force it onto someone. But you can put the ball into their court. So then I usually close. I ask them if they have any other questions. Did I handle all of your objections? Do you have any other questions that I can answer? No, it's all good. I answered all my questions. Great. By when would you like to make a decision? Or by when will you make a decision? I usually say, would you like to? By when would you like to make a decision? And then I shut up because they're not ready for that question. And they do not want to answer it because they know what's coming. So if they say Friday, because you're going to sit back and you're going to wait until they answer, and they always say Friday, just FYI. By Friday, by the end of this week. Okay, great. Guess what you're doing on Friday? Following up with them. And guess what's going to happen on Friday if they have not made a decision? That makes them a liar because they said they would. So on Friday morning, or usually on Thursday night, I usually beat them to the game a little bit. Usually on Thursday night, I would send a text message and be like, hey, how is the decision making going? That's what I always say. How is the decision making going? Because tomorrow is the day when you said you would have a decision by. How is your decision making going? They're not going to want to admit up to it that they are not good at making decisions, because successful people make decisions. That's why they're successful. Losers ponder. Okay, next one. Why is it important to have a partner with me page? For multiple reasons. It's important in the front end, right? So I can take you there, so I can look professional, so you can watch the videos, you can jump into my calendar. But what happens after the call? I need to take you back to the same page. So when on Friday you made your decision and you said, I'm coming over to EXP and you're my sponsor, right? Then I can say the same thing. Go back to the same page where you watch the videos, and let's start with step 1 and step 2. Step 1 is your Team Gogo application. Again, I don't charge. You're never going to pay me as much as a penny, but we collect some information. For example, I'm a firm believer, and I like to do this for my agents. What gets celebrated gets duplicated. So we celebrate your birthday. We celebrate if you're a top producer, a top agent, Attractor, when you ICA, when you have a baby, right? We send you gifts. When someone joins the Team Gogo organization, we send a branded notebook and a branded pen. Do I have my Team Gogo pen right here? They're all in my purse. I was just traveling, guys. Let me find you one so you can get an idea, but maybe they're all in this one. No, they're all in my purse. No, actually I have a whole bag of them. Okay, so we have a branded notebook, because I'm a firm believer that you write your goals and dreams down, and I send them a branded, Team Gogo, is it backwards? Let's see how you guys read it. It's upside down. There you go, Team Gogo pen. So they get a notebook and a pen when someone joins. And I always say, write your goals down or they don't exist, right? When they icon or when they have a birthday, I call every single agent in my front line, because we collect their birthday. When is your birthday, right? It gets added to this spreadsheet right here. Let me show you what it looks like, right? So on this, so as soon as they hit step 1, right? So they hit step 1, and then the spreadsheet pops up. And we ask them questions. What area do you cover? Are you an agent or a broker? And I actually give you a copy of this spreadsheet, right? So you guys can grab it, make it your own, put your own header on it and all that. I'm literally in the Elevate Agent Attraction Explained Elevate Coaching Program. I teach you step by step exactly how to do all of this, okay? So after they fill this out, I'm going to celebrate them. I send them gifts. In order for me to send them gifts, I need to know your physical location. So we ask for the physical location. I sing happy birthday to every single agent in my frontline personally sponsored. So as soon as they fill this spreadsheet out and they add their birthday to it, it automatically gets added to my calendar. So every morning I wake up, I'm like, oh, it's Stephanie's birthday. And I usually leave a voice note in my beautiful voice with an accent, and I sing happy birthday, because I really take my partnership super seriously. I love people, I love building communities, and I love making sure that everybody feels noticed and celebrated for their hard work. Okay, when they top producers, top agent attractors, and icons, we send them mugs that are branded to the Team Gogo organization. You can do the same. So when I get off the call with them, right, and they say, okay, Gogo, usually they say, okay, Gogo, what's next? Like, they ask me what they need to do next. I send them back to the same page. That's great. Where you watch the videos, go back there, fill out step 1, which as soon as you fill it out, my team, which is Christy and myself, we get a text message, hey, so-and-so just filled out step 1. And then also fill out steps 2. Step 2 is your actual ISA. ICA, that's your independent contractor agreement with EXP, and then you'll fill it, that goes straight to the broker. And that's it. So on one page, I get everything done. They get to watch my video and get familiar with me. There's a button to my calendar. We show up to the Zoom call. I handle their question and objections, and I shut it while they're talking. Then I send them back to the same page. They fill out step 1, they fill out step 2, and we are ready to rock and roll. The reason why you want them to fill out step 1, because what's going to happen, and it happened to me, is that I might have talked to someone 6 months ago, right? And then finally ready to pull the trigger. And when they pull the trigger, I need them to be able to come here, right? So then they go here, they fill it out, and I get notified. So they are finally ready. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jessica's finally ready. It's only been 6 months, right? So I get notified so we can hold their hand through the onboarding process. Because especially if they're coming from a mom and pop brokerage, guys, they are so different. We work so differently than a mom and pop brokerage, is that if you don't hold their hand through the onboarding process, I would hate for you to lose them in the onboarding process, right? And you work to getting them for 6 months, and then they're throwing the towel because onboarding is so hard. So when they fill out step 1, I know they're ready. So Christy starts a chain text between me, the agent, and herself. Christy is my director of operations. She's been with me for 14 years, helped me onboard every single agent that we have attracted to the company. And this way we can hold their hand and not lose them to the process. So I strongly recommend to have this additional step to the actual ICA, so you know when they are ready and you hold their hand through the onboarding process in case, not everyone is tech savvy, okay? We talked about the spreadsheet. Steps 2, this is the actual ICA. So on here, they have to name you as their sponsor in order for this to work properly. So when they do that, my name, so my real name, guys, is Gogo Bethke. If I did my real name and tried to run business on my real name, none of you could spell it, right? So when someone is finally ready, I get that text message that they're ready. I send them a message with my real name and say, hey, FYI, my real name is this. So when you're looking for me in the drop down, or you can type in Gogo Bethke and corporate knows, because they have seen my name multiple times. If you have a situation like that, like I do, where you don't necessarily, your front facing name is not the same as the way you hold license, you have to tell the agent. You also have to tell the agents if you're like Kevin Smith, and there is 17 Kevin Smiths in the company, right? Then you have to say like, hey, here's the last 4 of my cell phone number. Make sure you enter that. So then I get, you get the right sponsor. At EXP, you cannot change your sponsors. You cannot. I've never been able to have someone change their sponsors no matter what. So it is very important when they fill out this form to choose your name exactly how it's spelled. Okay, so make sure that they get on that. And that's it for today. I'm breaking down the EXP Explained, what we are calling Agent Attraction Explained with the EXP. I love it. In the EXP Elevate Coaching Program, you can go to expelevatecoaching.com, or you can scan this and buy the Agent Attraction Bootcamp if that's what you would like to do. If 2025 is the year for you to finally build a local team or build an organization, I would love to help you. I have pulled my weight in the industry. I'm not teaching you something that I haven't seen results with or I haven't done myself. These are the exact steps of how I have attracted over 270 agents in 6 years. And now 1,500 agents in the Team Gogo organization. So thank you so much for having me. Scan the QR code if you would like to start your agent attraction journey in 2025 and have the right steps and the right mindset and the right systems. And you can even copy the funnels and customize it, make it your own, and start your agent attraction journey in 2025.